Hello Taurus, this is your extended reading. So I have to say that any of the cards here are you. This extended seems to be all of what is going on with your partner, and to be honest, you're, figuring out that all you have to do is hold the space. Just giving yourself as a really presenting yourself as a good listener, right? For whenever they feel like sharing what they're going through right now, which feels pretty intense. And I feel like they will come to a conclusion that they can find clarity even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of the heaviest moments, even in the darkest hour. So, but I feel like this is all, it's like they have to go through this process on their own. There's nothing you can do, Taurus, to say or do or help ease up, right, for them. It's like this is something that they need to go. It's like they need to find a solution for their own struggles. And I feel like it's all internally, mentally, and then it expresses physically. So this is something that they have to go and do on their own, right? So perhaps this guidance, right, the cards that are here in the extended are showing me and telling me this story about just take it easy, Taurus. Don't invite your partner for this conversation when they're not ready yet to have this conversation. By keeping yourself as this, well, I want to say mirror, right? This bodily mirror, right? It's like your presence mirroring their energy is already healing enough, is like providing the space for them to have the mental clarity, well, the time, right, to have this mental clarity that they're lacking so far. And I feel like you're only coming at the end, actually at the bottom of the deck, which, you know what, I'll just begin with it because this is you here coming through with the Seven of Wands, which is, you're embodying this more energetic vibe of the wands, right? The fiery element that, the word that I just heard right now is like give birth, right? From fire comes life. So it's like you're embodying this, it's like keeping, this light, keeping the, it's like the life going. It's like your presence there is keeping them alive. That's profound, okay? But it's like it's almost like you're this side character in this extended, right? It's like you're just there holding the space for them to go through whatever they're going. And I want to say you are sensing what is going through with them, and perhaps for you also to have more clarity, right? That we saw how you are seeing their struggles and what is actually going on. Is like there is this this distortion, right? So perhaps this extended is coming through like their side of things, their perspective, for you to, instead of assuming whatever is going on with them, it's like know that whatever is going on is like heavy stuff, is like really like perhaps these mental blockages or patterns or just instinctive behaviors that they just go to this survival mode in their heads that is really tricky for them to navigate, right? Because perhaps they always went to the easiest path, in a sense, right? Not saying that it is easy, right? It's just that it's the shortcut, right, to dealing with this mental blockage, right? Okay, so we begin with the Three of Swords. And so it's interesting how the swords, and we have, many swords now. We have 3 swords card here. So it all began with them, right? they are embodying this heavy mental state of mind right now, right? Perhaps they are in this really foggy, clouded mind state. They're not thinking straight, right? And so to begin with the Three of Swords, and because, well, we also have the Four of Pentacles, I feel like they have tricky things, or perhaps, you know, memories of past struggles, past relationships, past challenges that were really painful, and that they still hold on to them. It's like the only way that they know how to, it's like they can see that they are in the middle of the chaos, and the only thing that they're, it's like they have yet to find out is that they are propelling this forward. It's like they are keeping this alive in a sense, right? At the same time that you are holding space to keep them alive, it's like they want to, you know, perhaps unconsciously, they are holding themselves in this chaos because it's what they have learned to do. It's like the it's the shortcut, right? It's the mental shortcut for them. And so they always associate like whatever reaction they had when they first had that, you know, awful experience from the past. It's like that is the instant reaction. And so they are you know, holding themselves to that reaction, which in a sense is bringing some clarity, right? I feel like in this process, because also we had, you know, the 9 going to an 8, 7 and 6 from the first set of cards, and then we begin with the 3 going to a 4, but then very quickly we go to the 9 and then to the 7, and I'll talk about the other numbers, but I feel like there is this growing perception in them that they are still holding themselves in, you know, in the past, in a past hurt, in a past memory, in a hurtful, you know, painful memory that they cannot let go because it's just what they've always done. So they know, they don't know how to do it differently. It's like in their mind, this is the shortcut, right? So it's easier. And again, it's not that it's easier as in, you know, finding the easiest solution. It's just that it's what they known and what they have known for their lives, perhaps, right? And so they're not realizing how they are, you know, holding themselves in this place, right, of feeling the hurt, but becoming more and more aware of how this is itchy, how this is, you know, uncomfortable, how this is just propagating the pain in a sense, right? And so remember, you were seeing their struggles with the 9 of Wands, right? So even though you could feel in your body, in your energy, like something being drained, right? But you could locate it. It's like you could pinpoint. And I feel like from whatever they're going through, there is this rapid discovery for them, I want to say, that this mental shortcut that is wired in their brain to react, right, whenever they feel this hurt or whenever they have a, you know, a challenge as they're having right now, it's like this is the quick response, right? This is the unconscious response, but they are seeing it. I feel like even though they are still in this chaos, in this mental you know, unclear mind state, is like they are going to eventually find that whatever is holding them in this chaos, in this mess, right, in this internal and mental mess, is because they are you know, just responding with that easy shortcut, right? Just in this unconscious reaction because it's what they have known, right? And because we have the Seven of Swords, right? So it's interesting because remember, it's like this. In the first part, we had the Eight of Swords, and then we had the Seven of Pentacles. And so their frustration is also your frustration. And this is where you were like starting to mimic and mirror, you know, bodily postures, or you know, the how the body reacts, how their body reacts, and you know, intuitively doing so, right, in frustration, but in this more physical kind of sense. And I feel like this seven, because you know, remember the bottom of the deck is your Seven of Wands, and so this is you holding space for them. This is what I'm seeing with the sevens is interesting, because with the Seven of Pentacles, I saw your hands. It's like bringing your hands together, almost like to wash your face, but you know, keeping your hands on your face, right? Trying to mask if you're crying or something like that. But with this Seven of Wands, what I saw right at the bottom of the deck, you know, it's like you present, but respecting their space, respecting their way to deal with this on their own, right? It's like you're on the sidelines in a sense, but you're ready to give them a hug. So what I'm seeing here is like you are with your arms crossed, but you know, a little bit anxious, I have to say, but ready for them to get to the conclusion that they can do this on their own. And it's like when they do, it's like when they come to this conclusion, it's like whatever they found, right, whatever they could now finally pinpoint, that is, you know, this holding on to this shortcut in their brain that is, you know, always taking towards the reaction that they had the first time that they took a hit, the first time that they felt like an awful experience, or they were heartbroken, or you know, that was something really painful for them. It's like when they locate it and they, you know, find that in the middle of this chaos is actually, you know, one source of stopping it, the source of the pain that is able to make it stop, right? And when they envelop it with their conscious mind, it's like when they, because here is all over the place, right? With the Eight of Swords, it's like for them, it's like they know how to deal with the chaos. It's like it's almost like they thrive in the chaos in a sense, because perhaps it's like they have gone through similar experiences for so long that it's like this shortcut, right? So they know how to deal with it, right? But in going through this again, and I want to say mainly because your presence is there around them, even though it's like you're respecting, so you're not getting too close, even though you could be, you know, sharing the same bed, or being, you know, separated by only a wall, but, you know, very much in attunement or in alignment with them energetically, and frustrated, I have to say, Taurus, because you wish you could do more. But by doing this, by just being there, it's like you're doing enough, because whatever is going on for them, it's like they have to deal with this on their own, right? And they are able to do so because they're able to find it, right? To find the source of whatever is keeping them in this mental agony, I want to say. And so when they envelop their conscious mind, it's like they put all of the attention on this one thing, right? So it's not all over the place anymore. It's not just, you know, a blurry image. It's like now they have clarity, even though it's still painful. they know now, you know, almost like your first perception. It's like now they can see from this outside eyes, right? Just because I want to say you're not pointing it to them, right? It's like they are coming to this conclusion themselves, so they're not feeling pressured. It's like you're holding the perfect space for them to find this conclusion for themselves, right? And they are able to do so. And when they do so, this is where they communicate. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Eight of Cups. And so remember, we had the 3 going to a 4, and then the 9 going to a 7. And now we have the 9 going to an 8. And so this is their conclusion. It's like when they are, even though they're still hurting, it's like they're able to, it's like envelope this hurt so it doesn't affect them like that much, right? It's like they are ready to talk because it's now concealed, it's now been sealed, right? It's like whatever they found, it's like they are able to contain it in a sense. This Nine of Pentacles has nothing to do with the traditional meaning of tarot. It's talking about finding whatever was keeping them in this mental agony, right? Finding the cause, the source of this pain, right? And covering up, not in a sense of masking it, is like embracing it, right? Taking care of it. And by doing so, it's like they are, I hope I'm saying that word correctly, cauterizing, when we have, when we are burned, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's like, or we have a bruise and then we burn it to seal it. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, because I'm hearing the word in Portuguese, cauterizar, but I don't know how to say that in English. Cauterize it? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying that, I'm ruining this word. But it's like, it's like heal with, is intensifying the pain, but stopping it once and for all. It's like even in the physical body, right? It's like if they have to do something in their physical body as, the final stage of, this concealing, this embracing, the enveloping of this source of pain, even though, yes, it is pretty painful, right? It's like that. It's like when we have a bruise or, a cut, and, to stitch it, it's like it is really painful, or, you burn it, right? I hope I'm saying this correctly. So when they do that, they're ready to talk, because now it's not exposed anymore. Now this hurt, now this wound, now this cut, now this mental agony is taken care by them, right? They have taken care of this on their own. And so they have sealed it to the point that it doesn't hurt anymore. It's part of their progress, it's part of their growth, even like a physical, perhaps financial even growth, right? And so when they are in this state of, healing, they're able to talk about whatever emotionally they were going through, right? With the Eight of Cups here. And this is where I feel like you two come together, because, with the 8, usually I see, the 2 5s, right? Even though this is not the 10 of Cups, because it's like the overlapping of the two, it's like the merging of these hearts with, it's like the space that you were giving them allowed them to do this on their own, and to conceal this, and to seal this, to heal this once and for all, right? And so the matching, the mirroring of your energy towards them in silence, I want to say, is pretty much giving them the space to open up, right? In a very fragile way, I want to say, right? Because they are the King of Swords, although they are, you know, just opening up to you as a knight. So it's like they come in, it's like I'm listening this very low tone voice. It's like, but low, not in a like a what is the word, like this very charming voice. It's not that. It's like very, it's almost like stuttering a little bit, right, to talk. It's like they are finding their words again, because it's very emotional, but your hearts are together in this. So they feel like, even though they were in a mess, they were in a funk, they were in this very troubled mental state, right? It's like, because you can feel their heart, it's like you understand that even if they are struggling with words, still the initiative to talk to you is already proof that they are working this out emotionally and mentally, right? And physically, perhaps. So just be there, I want to say, to listen to them, right? But let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Taurus, in relationship with this partner of yours. Okay, so we have 2 runes. Okay, so this is interesting. We have Uranus here, and then we have the Sun here. And you know, the tricky thing about these two is just because in my personal birth chart, I have, you know, Uranus is touching, you know, an important place that touches my Sun sign. So I was just, you know, trying to separate that from my own personal interpretation of this. But mainly what I was getting through these 2 runes is that despite things shifting in a very fast pace, in a very radical motion, it's like being in the eye of the storm. It's like, provide them, Taurus. I feel like this is a direct guidance to you in relationship to this other person, right? Because it seems like, it's like they are going through a lot of change. They're going through a lot of radical transformations, intense transformations, I want to say, things that are, you know, beginning to surface as undeniable, I want to say, right? It's like they have to deal with this no matter what. They cannot postpone it anymore, right? But it's like with the Sun, especially because of the image, right? The circle with this dot in the center is like, they are pretty much, it's like they are this satellite, right? Surrounding you. Their energy is always around you. Even though they are going through enormous change, it's like there's no way for you to separate from their energy. You're going to inevitably feel them, feel and mirror them, I want to say. But it's like you are holding steady in the center of the Sun, right? Just by being there. It's like the Sun is your essence, so is who you are, is like your personality. It's like your physical being, your person, like you, right? Your entire being is, it's like, even though they are surrounding you like this ever-changing and this shape-shifting energy, right? They're going through a lot, but you are this axis. It's like this axis that is holding steady for them, in a sense. It's like knowing that you are steady enough just by being there, holding this space, it's like it's okay for them to go through this enormous change, which I feel like changing was the message yesterday for Aries, right? It was meditate and embrace the change. So perhaps you're dealing with an Aries, I don't know. But it's interesting because, you know, the extended came through with only the perception of your partner, and perhaps this is now the reason why you are receiving this, right? Because you're very close to them and they revolve around you. It's like their world pretty much, you know, affects you, but you are also giving them the stability that they need to go through all of this, right? Okay, so Taurus, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this was insightful. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.